Welcome dear students, this is Mrs. Clara, your Max teacher from Mount St. Joseph Higher Secondary School, Theorem. Hope all are fine by the grace of God, and we will get into our class which is very interesting and simple too. Let's get into the class today. Let's discuss the sixth sum, dear students. Now, a manufacturer has 600 liters of 12% solution of acid. How many liters of a 30% acid solution must be added to it so that the acid content in the resulting mixture will be more than 15% but less than 18%? Okay, now here we have the discussion from a manufacturer who is preparing the solution. Okay, now he is making a mixture, resulting mixture solution by putting together two different solutions. Now let's see the problem with just a simple imagination. Okay students, let's get into the solution of this problem now. Let's imagine the person has the solution in these beakers. Okay, now look into this first beaker. என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா இந்த first beakerல 600 liters of solutions இருக்கு. 600 liters of solution. அந்த 600 liters of solutionல 12% of acid irukka. 12% of acid. Okay, now look into this, one more beaker is there. And the beaker la some liters of solution irukku. We don't know that, it's an unknown. So what we are going to take? We are going to take it as x. அப்போ x number of liters in the beaker la இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நாம என்ன செய்ய போறோம்னா imagine பண்ண போறோம். Okay, இப்போ இதுல we have 30% of acid ன்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. இந்த beakerல இருக்கிற solutionல 30% of the acid is there. Now that person is making a mixture of these two. Okay, அப்ப இது ரெண்டுத்தையுமே கலந்து ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் அவர் என்ன பண்ணுறாரு, ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுறாரு. அப்போது ரெண்டுத்தையும் அந்த சொல்யூஷன் இந்த பீக்கர் உள்ள ஊற்றும் போது மொத்த நம்பர் ஆஃப் லிட்டர்ஸ் எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? 600 + x இருக்கும் இல்லையா? ஏன்னா இந்த பீக்கர்லேருந்து வந்த 600 லிட்டர் சொல்யூஷன், இந்த பீக்கர்லேருந்து வந்த x லிட்டர் சொல்யூஷன். ஸோ ரெண்டும் சேர்த்து இதில் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது? 600 + x லிட்டர்ஸ் இருக்குது. ஓகே, இப்போ என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா இந்த 600 + x லிட்டர்ஸில் இருக்கிற சொல்யூஷனில் acid level எப்படி இருக்கணுமா? It should be greater than 15%. It should be greater than 15% or lesser than 18% இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஸோ அவங்களோட ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷன் என்ன? அந்த ஆசிடோட அளவு வந்து it should be greater than 15% or less than 18%. அப்போ இந்த கண்டிஷனில் இருக்கணும்னா எத்தனை நம்பர் ஆஃப் இந்த சொல்யூஷன் எக்ஸ் லிட்டர்ஸ் எடுத்துருக்கோம் இல்லையா? அப்போ இது எவ்வளோ இருந்தால் இந்த கண்டிஷன் நமக்கு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆகும் அப்படின்றது தான் நம்மளோட ப்ராப்ளம். Is it clear? Shall we do? So now we are going to discuss two types of cases here. One is greater than 15%, the other one is lesser than 18%. Okay, இப்போ நாம மெயினாக எடுக்க போகிறது இதுதான், இந்த சொல்யூஷனை பற்றியான டிஸ்கஷன் தான். Yes or no? Okay, so now look into this. இப்போ நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது இந்த 600+ வர்றது எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படின்றத நம்ம செக் பண்ண வேண்டிய சொல்யூஷன். ஸோ இப்போ இந்த 600 லிட்டர்ஸு ப்ளஸ் இந்த எக்ஸ் லிட்டர்ஸ் தான் டிஸ்கஷன். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேஸில் case 1, it is what? Greater than 15%. Greater than another 15% we are going to discuss. Now let's see how we are going to discuss now. So first case தனியா நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். அதுல case 1 greater than acid, that is acid is greater than 15%. It should be greater than 15%. அப்போ அந்த mixture of solutionல என்னென்ன இருக்கு பாருங்க. How many? 12% of 600 liters இருக்குதானே? Yes or no? Plus 30% of என்ன இருக்கு? X liters இருக்குதானே? Yes or no? X liters. இப்போ இது ரெண்டும் சேர்ந்து it should be greater than 15% of மொத்த resulting solution எவ்வளவு? 600 + x. Do you agree this? Yes or no? So 12% of 600 liters கூட 30% of x liters add பண்ணும்போது வரக்கூடிய resulting mixture வந்து 600+ இருக்கும். அதோட acid level வந்து it should be greater than 15%. This is very important. இப்போ இதை நீங்கள் கரெக்டாக எழுதிட்டீங்கன்னா இதுக்கு மேல் கொண்டு வரக்கூடியது எல்லாமே சிம்பிளிஃபைடு ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் ரிசல்ட்ஸ் தான். ஓகே, யூ நோ வாட் இஸ் மைண்ட் பை 12%, isn't it? What is 12%? 12 by 100 into 600. Okay, now plus next one is what? 30%. So 30 divided by 100 into x. Yes or no? It should be greater than 15%. 15 divided by 100 into 600 plus x. In the bracket podano because this 15 is common for both the terms. Yes or no? Okay. Now look into this. In all the cases we have 100 in common. Shall we strike it out? Yes. The rest of the terms are now what you will get? 7200 plus 30x is greater than. So what will be now? 6 5s are 33, 9000 plus 15x. Yes or no? Now I need the value of x, isn't it? So I am going to bring the x towards this side. So it will become 30x minus 15x is greater than 9000 minus 7200. Yes or no? Okay. Now this becomes 15x is greater than, it is 1800. Yes or no? So what will be? X is greater than 1800 divided by 15. Now what will be the final value of x now? When you divide, x is greater than 120. So if the solution in the second beaker is greater than 120 liters nada enna kedaikuma 15% of the resulting mixture namakku kedaikuma. Is it clear, students? Look into this. This is the very important keyword here. If you understand this and write it properly, then the rest of the things are very simple. Shall we discuss the case 2 now? Yes, students, let's discuss the case 2 now. In the case 2, acid should be less than 18%. Yes or no? Acid should be less than 18%. Okay, the same thing, 12% of 600 liters plus 30% of x liters should be less than 18% of 600 plus x resulting mixture. Yes or no? Okay, so the same way, 12 by 100 into 600, yes, plus 30 divided by 100 into x less than 18 divided by 100 into 600 plus x. Okay, now shall we cancel out this 100? Yes. Okay, now the next one is, next simplification is 7200 plus 30x. So strictly less than 18. Now look into this, 6 8s are, so it is 10,800 plus 18x. Yes or no? Okay. Now shall we bring the x term along to this side? So it will become 30x minus 18x is strictly less than 10,800 minus 7,200. Okay? Yes. Now next one we have 12x is strictly less than 10,800 minus 7,200 will give you 3,600. Yes or no? So now x is strictly less than 3,600 divided by 12. Yes or no? Okay. So now what will be the value of x? X will be strictly less than 300. Is it clear, students? Now look into this. If the number of liters is strictly less than 300, then the resulting solution will definitely contain less than 18% of the resulting mixture. So again, here this is the important keyword. If you frame this correctly, then the solution of the problem is very simple to solve it. Okay, students? Okay, students, let's discuss the 8th sum now. A model rocket is launched from the ground. The height h reached by the rocket after t seconds from liftoff is given by h of t is equal to minus 5t squared plus 100t, where t lies between 0 and 20. At what time the rocket is 495 feet above the ground? We'll discuss this sum based on the model rocket launching, isn't it? So we know that the rocket will be moving from towards the ground towards the height of some height, and again it reaches to the ground. Let's discuss the sum. Okay students, let's discuss the model rocket sum now. Now the expression is given to be h of t is equal to minus 5t square plus 100t, where t lies between 0 and 20. Okay, now look into this. We know that the rocket launches from the ground, it moves towards the top and again it comes back to the ground. Okay, now look into this diagram. It's an imagination diagram. Now if the t value is 0, if the t value is 0, you just substitute and see in this general expression. If t takes the value 0, this becomes 0 and again this also becomes 0. So h of t is equal to what? 0. When t takes the value 0 seconds or 0 seconds, now the rocket is here. Okay, now look into this 20. When t takes the value 20, now substitute and see. T squared is what? 20 squared. 20 squared is 4,400. So now 5 into 400 is minus 2000. Again 100 into 20 will become 2000. Minus 2000 plus 2000 is getting cancelled. Again the height of the rocket is equal to 0. So it strikes the ground at 20 seconds. Okay. Now we are going to discuss at what time the rocket reaches above the ground of the height 495. Is it clear for you? Okay. For this, first we are going to find the solution at what time the rocket reaches the ground at 495. Now this is the height 495. But our calculation is what will be the time when it reaches above 495. Okay, for the discussion, let's take the height of the rocket be 495 is equal to minus 5t square plus 100t. Is that no? Now bring everything to this side. So 5t square minus 100t plus 495 is equal to what? 0. Isn't it? Now throughout, since we have 5 multiples, we'll divide throughout by 5. So it is t squared minus 20t plus 99. 5 99s are 495. Okay, so now we are going to split this 99 into 2, whereas when I add, I should get minus 20. So shall we? So will it be minus 11 and minus 9? Minus 11 into minus 9 is plus 99. When you add those two, you will get minus 20. So it is t minus 9 and t minus 11 is equal to 0. So now what are the values of t now? T is equal to 9 and t is equal to 11. Now look into this. When the time is 9, between 9 and 11, now the height of the rocket is what? 495. When the time is 9 seconds and when the time is 11 seconds, the rocket reaches the height 495. The time between 9 and 11, the rocket moves above the ground of height of 495. Is it clear, students? So the answer is t is equal to 9 and t is equal to 11 seconds. Okay, students. Now let's discuss the 9th sum. A plumber can be paid according to the following schemes. In the first scheme, he will be paid rupees 500 plus rupees 70 per hour. And in the second scheme, he will be paid rupees 120 per hour. If he works x hours, then for what value of x does the first scheme give better wages? Okay, very interesting sum and simple sum too. Now let's see. A plumber is working according to the schemes. We have two schemes here. Rendu schemes irukku. First scheme la enna solranga? That plumber will get 500 rupees extra plus 70 per hour. ஒரு மணி நேரத்துக்கு ஒர்க் பண்ணா 70 rupees. அப்ப எத்தனை hours work பண்றாரோ அத்தனை 70 rupees plus ஒரு 500 rupees. இது வந்து அவரோட first scheme. Second scheme என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னு சொன்னா he will be paid rupees 120 per hour. ஒரு ஹவருக்கு 120. அப்போ எத்தனை ஹவர்ஸ் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாரோ அத்தனை மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணி நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிகிட்டே போகலாம், சேல்ரி வந்து கொடுக்கலாம். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் என்ன கேட்குறாங்கன்னா, இன் ஜென்ரலாக அந்த பிளம்பர் வந்து x hours வந்து work பண்ணுறாரு. அப்படி work பண்ணும்போது first scheme வந்து better wages கொடுக்கும்னா எத்தனை hours அவர் work பண்ணணும் அப்படின்றத நாம் calculate பண்ண போகிறோம். அப்போ இங்கே xன்றதை வந்து number of hours he is working அப்படின்றத எடுத்துக்க போகிறோம். for first schemeல நமக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 500 plus 70 into x போட்டு நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்கீமை நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ண போகிறோம். செகண்ட் ஸ்கீமில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 120 into எக்ஸ்ன்னு நம்ம எடுத்துக்க போகிறோம். ஸ்கீமோட டிஸ்கஷன் அப்படி. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன கால்குலேட் பண்ணணும்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்கீம் தான் பெட்டர் வேஜஸை கொடுக்கும். அப்போ 500 plus 70x will be greater than 120xன்னு நாம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம். Let's see how we are going to discuss it. Okay students, already we have discussed this understanding of the question. Okay. Now we have assumed that first scheme is 500 plus 70x, where x is the hour, x stands for the hour. Okay. Now the second scheme is 120x. Is it clear? Now it is, they have given for how many hours if the plumber works will get the first scheme to be the better wage, isn't it? அப்பனா இந்த first scheme தான் வந்து நமக்கு greater amount salary அவங்களுக்கு கிடைக்குது அப்படின்றத நாம செக் பண்ண போறோம். So now this is going to be the greater amount, isn't it? This is going to be the lesser amount. So what can we do now? From the given information I can assume that 500 plus 70 into x is greater than 120x. 120x. Now we are going to solve this. Is it clear? Okay. Now look into this. Since this is 70x and this is 120x, I am going to shift this 70x towards that side. So it becomes 500 is greater than 120x minus 70x. Yes or no? Okay. So now what it will be? 500 is greater than 50x. Yes or no? Okay. Now I need the value of x alone. So it will be 500 divided by 50. So now 10 is greater than what? X. Do you agree? Yes? 10 is greater than x. I can rewrite this inequality. So now look into this inequality. X is less than 10. Which is greater now? 10 is greater. X is lesser. So I am going to rewrite it as x is less than 10. Okay, so what does this shows? If the plumber works less than 10 hours, then definitely this first scheme will be the better wage for him. Is it clear? Okay, so this, if the plumber works less than 10 hours, first scheme will be the best scheme. Is best. Is it clear for you? Is it clear, ma? So now we have discussed the first scheme and the second scheme, and already they have given the first scheme. In order to get the first scheme to be the better wage, what we are going to, how many hours does this plumber is going to work? Is it clear, students? Now let's discuss the 10th sum, students. A and B are working on similar jobs, but their monthly salaries differ by more than 6,000 rupees. If B earns rupees 27,000 per month, then what are the possibilities of A's salary per month? Okay, so inga romba simple sum da. A and B ரெண்டு persons-ஓட salary-ஓட discussion நடக்குது இங்க. இப்போ இந்த ரெண்டு பேரோட சாலரியில் பி சாலரி மட்டும் பி பர்சனோட சாலரி வந்து 27,000ன்னு கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. ஏ பர்சனோட சாலரி வந்து நமக்கு தெரியாது. ஸோ அதை நம்ம எப்படி எடுத்துக்க போகிறோம்? எக்ஸ்ன்னு எடுத்துக்க போகிறோம். இதில் ரொம்ப முக்கியமான க்ளூ அவங்க என்ன கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னா, now the difference between these two persons salary is more than 6,000ன்னு கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ அப்போ மோர் தென் 6,000 இதுதான் நம்மளோட கீவேர்ட் கொடுத்துருக்கிற ஒரு கெஸ். இப்போ இதை வச்சு நாம் என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்க போகிறோம்னா ஏ சாலரி கண்டுபிடிக்க போகிறோம். இப்போ இதில் அவங்க என்ன கேட்குறாங்கன்னா, வாட் ஆர் த பாசிபிலிட்டிஸ்? அப்போது நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும், we are going to subtract two persons A and B salary இல்லையா. ஒரு பாசிபிலிட்டி என்னென்னா, ஏவோட பர்சனோட சாலரி வந்து கிரேட்டர் தென் பி பர்சன் சேலரியாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லை பி பர்சன் சேலரி வந்து கிரேட்டராக இருக்கலாம், ஏ பர்சன் சேலரி வந்து லெஸராக இருக்கலாம். ஸோ இந்த ரெண்டு கேசஸை வச்சு we are going to discuss what are the possibilities of A's salary per month. Shall we? Okay students, already we have heard the explanation of this problem. Let's continue with the solution now. Now we are going to discuss about the salaries of A and B, where the salary of B is mentioned to be 27,000 rupees, and whereas the salary of A is not mentioned. So we are going to take, let X be the salary of A, the person A. Okay. Now it is given the difference between the salary of A and B is more than 6,000, isn't it? Okay. So now we usually subtract from the bigger amount to the smaller amount. Yes or no? Now let's discuss the cases into two. The first case, let's imagine A's salary is going to be the biggest salary or more salary than the salary of B. Okay, check. Now let in the case 1, so we are going according to the given information, X minus 27,000 is greater than 6,000. Do you agree this case now? So we have assumed A salary is greater than the salary of B, whereas the difference between these two salaries is greater than 6,000. Okay, so now I need the value of X, isn't it? So I am going to take this minus 27,000 towards that side. So it becomes X is greater than 6,000 plus 27,000. Yes or no? So X takes the value greater than, how much is that? 33,000. So in first case, we can demand that the A's salary is greater than 33,000. There is one possibility of the person A receives the salary greater than 33,000. Now let's discuss the case 2 now. In the case 2, what shall we discuss? We'll assume that A's salary is lesser than B's salary. A's salary is lesser than B's salary. So what is the second case? Now 27,000 minus X is greater than 6,000. Do you agree this case too? Okay. Now because B salary is greater, A salary is lesser. So we have subtracted from the bigger amount to the smaller amount, which is greater. The difference is greater than 6,000. Okay. Now let's take this 27,000 to that side. So it is minus X greater than 6,000 minus 27,000. Do you agree this? Yes or no? Okay. Now minus X is greater than. Now here also we have minus and here also we have minus. No problem. We are not going to change the inequality now. Unless we multiply throughout by minus, we should not change the inequality. So 6,000 minus 27,000 is minus 21,000. Do you agree? Now I am going to eliminate this minus on both sides. I am going to multiply by minus. So I will get plus X. Now this inequality will change into less than. Greater than will change into less than 21,000. 21,000. Is it clear? So now X is less than 21,000. So what is the next possibility of salary A is? It should be less than 21,000. So they are asking for the possibilities of the salary of A person. The first possibility. So possibilities are the salary can be what? Less than how much? 21,000, or what is the first case we have discussed? Greater than 33,000. Yes or no? So these two are the possibilities of the A's person's salary. Is it clear, students? Okay, students, let's continue with the topic polynomial functions. We know what is meant by a polynomial, isn't it? Poly means many. Okay, yes. Now this polynomial we have learnt in our early classes, smaller classes. Now this is new to you, polynomial functions. What does this polynomial functions mean? Function which is a polynomial is said to be a polynomial function. Okay, now how we are going to write this polynomial function in general? In general, we can write P of x is equal to an x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus it goes on with the terms and it ends with a naught, where ai belongs to r. R stands for the real number, isn't it? Now I takes the value from 0 to n. Now any function of this pattern is said to be a polynomial function. Is it clear for you? Now look into this. This a stands for what? Real number. So these an minus 1, it goes on and till a naught. These are constants. It can take the values of a real number. Real number na another, it's a combination of integers, fractional number, rational, irrational, all the numbers, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Now n stands for the integer. If n takes the value 5, for example, if n takes the value 5, so this term becomes a5 x to the power 5 plus 5 minus 1 will give you a4, isn't it? a4 x to the power 4, and it goes on, it continues in the same pace and it ends with a0, a naught. Is it clear for you? Okay. Now any function of this pattern is said to be a polynomial function. One more important thing you have to see into this is degree of the polynomial function. What is meant by a degree? Now degree is nothing but the highest power in the polynomial function is said to be the degree of the polynomial function. Okay, if the highest power is going to be 5, x to the power 5, the power of x isn't clear, that the other things are in the base, only this one x to the power n minus 1 or x to the power n, this stands for the powers, isn't it? So now the highest power of the given function is termed as the degree of the polynomial function. So we have learned what is meant by a polynomial function and also what is meant by the degree of the polynomial function. Okay, now we have specifications regarding this polynomial functions. What are they? The first one is quadratic polynomial, second one is cubic polynomial, third one is quartic polynomial, and the fourth one is quintic polynomial. Okay, now look into this quadratic polynomial. What is meant by a quadratic polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial expression or function is 2, if the degree of the polynomial function is 2, then it is termed as a quadratic polynomial. Okay, now what is meant by cubic polynomial? Again, if the degree of the polynomial function is 3, is what? 3. So that is said to be the cubic polynomial. Okay, what is meant by quartic? Quartic is quarter, isn't it? When do we say it as quarter? 1 by 4, isn't it? Okay, in the same way, if the degree of the polynomial expression or function is 4, then it is said to be quartic polynomial. Now the next one is quintic polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial function is 5, then we can say it as a quintic polynomial. Is it clear for you now? These are the things we are going to learn under this topic, and now we are going to solve the given expression if it is going to be a quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, quartic or quintic polynomial. Okay, now let's recollect fast. Polynomial function na enadhu? Oru function இந்த டைப்ல இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது பேரு தான் polynomial function. அப்ப அங்க an x to the power n இருக்கணும் plus an reduce ஆயிட்டே வரணும். இந்த n வந்து one term reduce ஆயிட்டே வருது பாருங்க. From the first term ல இருந்து reduce ஆகி இந்த n term வந்து என்னவாயிடுது? reduce ஆயிடுது, 0 ஆயிடுது. Okay, அதே மாதிரி x to the power n ல இருக்கிறது ஒரு term reduce ஆகி இங்க வந்தா it will become x to the power 0. Is it clear? இப்போ any number or any alphabet to the power 0, ஒரு கான்ஸ்டன்ட்டோட பவர் 0வா இருந்தாலும் சரி, இல்லை ஒரு ஆல்ஃபபெட்டோட பவர் 0வா இருந்தாலும் சரி, it will be equal to 1. ஸோ அப்போ இங்கே x to the power 0ஓட வேல்யூ வந்து it becomes 1. அப்போ அதை எழுதினாலும் எழுதலைனாலும் அங்கே ஒன்றும் changes இருக்காது. Is it clear for you? So now this is the polynomial function. இந்த polynomial functionல டிகிரினா என்னன்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, அந்த polynomial functionல பவர்ஸில் highest power என்னமோ அதுதான் அந்த polynomial function ஓட டிகிரின்னு நாம சொல்லுவோம். ஓகே, quadratic polynomial. அப்ப அந்த polynomial functionல highest power 2 ஆ இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதுதான் quadratic polynomial. அடுத்தது highest power 3 ஆ இருந்தா cubic polynomial. highest power 4 ஆ இருந்தா quadratic polynomial. highest power 5 ஆ இருந்தா அது quintic polynomial. Is it clear for you? Okay, now we are going to discuss the sums based on this topic now. Okay students, let's discuss about the division algorithm. Now, what is meant by algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but a rule. What is the division rule of a polynomial function? Okay, is it clear? Now look into this. In our yearly classes, we have learned the division, isn't it? 5 divided by 2. Okay, let's discuss with this example and we'll get into the polynomial function division algorithm. Now, when you divide 5 divided by 2, what you will get the answer? 5 divided by 2. 2 2s are 4, the remainder is 1, isn't it? Now, I can write this as using the division algorithm. 5 is equal to 2 into 2 plus 1. Do you agree? Now, what is this 2? 2 is the divisor. What this 2 stands for? Quotient. And this is divisor, this is quotient, and this is remainder. This becomes the dividend, isn't it? This becomes the dividend. Okay, now the same rule is applicable for this polynomial function too. Okay, now look into this. In the place of 5, we have f of x, one polynomial function. Is it clear? Okay. Now, in the place of divisor, we have g of x, one more polynomial function. Okay. Now, look into this q of x. q of x stands for the quotient. Okay. Now, r of x stands for the remainder. So, in the same way as we did in our early classes, we will be writing the division algorithm of polynomial function as f of x is equal to q of x into g of x plus r of x. Now we know that, look into this remainder, definitely this remainder will be lesser than the divisor. Do you agree? Yes, in the same way, here also r of x will be lesser than, r of x will be lesser than g of x. Is that no? Okay. Now, one more thing. If we have the remainder and that too the remainder is less than g of x, we get this division algorithm. Now, in the place of g of x, instead of a polynomial expression or instead of a quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial, if we have a factor there, if we have the factor. So, in the place of g of x, if we have the factor, again the division algorithm goes in the same way, but instead of g of x, it is x minus a into q of x, where this r of x becomes 0. R of x becomes 0. Why this so happens? We know that factor, if a polynomial expression or a quadratic expression or a cubic polynomial expression is divided by a factor, the remainder will be 0. Is it clear for you? So, very simple. Now, this has to be in your mind in order to get into the concept of remainder theorem. Is it clear? Okay. Now, already we have learnt in our smaller classes what is meant by the remainder theorem. So, what is remainder theorem? If a polynomial f of x is divided by x minus a, this x minus a stands for the factor, isn't it? Then the remainder is f of a. Then the remainder is given by f of a. Do you know how we will proceed with the remainder theorem? For example, if we have any function, let's take it as f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 3. Okay, now I have to check whether x minus 1 is a factor or divide f of x by x minus 1. So, if it is x minus 1, what we will do? We will substitute x minus 1 equal to 0. This implies x is equal to 1. Yes or no? Now, in this function f of x, instead of x, I will substitute what? 1. So, now substitute here. So, f of 1 will be equal to 1 squared is 1 minus 2 into 1 is 2 plus 3. Is it clear? So, now 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. So, now according to the remainder theorem, if we substitute the factor, that is x minus 1, whereas x takes the value 1, and in the place of x I have substituted 1 and I have substituted in the given polynomial function. Now it leads to the answer 2. So according to the remainder theorem, this 2 becomes the remainder of this polynomial function. Is it clear for you? Okay. So appo x oda factor என்னன்றத பார்க்கறோம். அதை equal to 0 போடுறோம். x oda value 1 வந்துருச்சு. அந்த 1 எடுத்துட்டு வந்து இதுல substitute பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு ஒரு final answer வருது. அந்த answer தான் நம்மளோட functionோட remainder னு சொல்லலாம். That is the definition given here. So look into this. If a polynomial f of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is f of a. Okay, if not, I don't get the value as 2. எனக்கு கரெக்டா வந்து என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு 0 வந்துருச்சு. For example, if I get it as minus 1. Is it clear? So minus 1 வந்திருக்கு அப்படினு வெச்சுங்க. If it is going to be a x cube, அப்போ minus 1 வந்துருச்சுனா the answer will be equal to 0. Yes or no? So the remainder becomes what? 0 here. அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி 0 வந்துச்சு அப்படினு சொன்னா what we can demand that x minus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial function னு சொல்லலாம். That is what given here. If f of a is equal to 0, if and only if x minus a is a factor of f of x. So look into this if and only if condition. What does this if and only if condition mean? If this part is true, automatically this part will be true. Is it clear? Simultaneously, if this is true, automatically this will be true. அப்போ x minus a is a factor னு சொன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனோட ரிமைண்டர் என்னவா இருக்கும் 0 னு சொல்லலாம். அப்போ அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் x ஓட வேல்யூவை சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணும்போது ரிமைண்டர் 0 வந்துச்சுனா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா என்னன்னு சொல்லலாம் அந்த x minus a ன்றது தான் என்னன்னு சொல்லலாம் factor of f of x னு சொல்லலாம். Okay, now one more name is there for the factors. We can say, now we are substituting, isn't it? X minus a is a factor. Now what we will do, we will substitute x minus a is equal to 0. This implies x is equal to a. Yes or no? Now this x is equal to a becomes the 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial. Now look, first itself we have discussed polynomial in general, polynomial function. Adla dhaan we have categorized it as quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, quartic polynomial and quintic. So in general we are termed as polynomial. So if I substitute x is equal to a in any expression of f of x, if the answer is equal to 0, then it can also be said as factor, and that particular value is 0 of the polynomial. Is it clear for you students? Okay students, now let's discuss the first sum, very simple sum. Find the zeros of f of x is equal to 4x square minus 25. Now look into this, I told you what is meant by a 0, isn't it? X value is termed as 0. Now very important, now look into this expression. Of course it is a polynomial expression, very specifically the highest power, that is the degree of this expression is 2. So if the degree of the expression is 2, what is the polynomial expression named as? It is quadratic polynomial. Is or no? Okay. Now one more thing, see now look into the degree of this expression. The highest power of the expression is 2, isn't it? So definitely the solution of this expression will have two solutions. If it is going to be 3, then the cubic polynomial will have how many solutions? 3 solutions. That is, the other name for the solution is what? Zeros. Okay, so how many zeros you will have for this question? We will have 2 zeros. Is it clear for you? Okay, now we are going to solve this. In order to find the 0, what we are going to do, because already we know that if you substitute the x value, this f of x will be equal to 0, isn't it? Therefore, we know that f of x is equal to 0. So therefore, 4x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Yes or no? So now I need the value of x, isn't it? So keep the x alone on the left hand side. Take the 25 to the right hand side. Okay. So now x squared will be equal to 25 divided by 4. x square, isn't it? Now be very careful. As I told you already, I should have two values of x here. Okay, so if in order to eliminate this square, what I am supposed to do? I have to take the square root on both sides. Okay, if I take square root on the left hand side, it will just eliminate the 2 alone and it will give you the answer as x. Whereas on the right hand side, if I take the square root, the answer should be what? In terms of plus or minus. In terms of what? Plus or minus. So now plus or minus square root of 25 divided by 4. Now look into this. What is the square root of 25? 5. What is the square root of 4? It is 2. So the answer for this problem is x is equal to plus or minus 5 divided by 2. So what are the zeros now? X is equal to plus 5 by 2 and x is equal to minus 5 by 2 are the zeros of this polynomial expression. Very simple. Is it clear for you? Okay. Now let's discuss the second sum of this exercise. If x is equal to minus 2 is 1 root of x cube minus x square minus 17x is equal to 22. Then find the other roots of equation. Now look into this. The root of this expression or the zeros of the expression all means the same. Is it clear? The terms are slightly different, but the values are, the value of x is termed as a root, the value of x is termed as the zeros of the given expression. Now look into this expression, look into the highest power of this expression, it is 3, isn't it? So it is called as cubic polynomial function. Okay, now let's see. So already we know that the highest power, the value of this power contains that many number of zeros or the roots of the given expression, isn't it? பாருங்க அப்போ இங்க 3 இருக்கு. 3 இருந்துச்சு அப்படினு சொன்னா இந்த polynomial expression ஓட zeros ஓ இல்ல roots ஓ எத்தனை வரணும்? 3 வரணும். Is it clear? So let's see how we are going to find those three roots. One is given here and we are going to find the rest of the 2 roots. Is it clear? Okay. Now we know that in our early classes, in order to factorize the given cubic polynomial expression, we have to go for synthetic division. Do you remember synthetic division? If it is going to be a quadratic expression, just we can go for simple factorization. If not, we can go for quadratic formula. If not, we can go for square completion method. Yes or no? Okay. Now since it is going to be a cubic polynomial function, definitely we are going to go for the synthetic division. Okay. Do you remember how we have done the synthetic division? Yes, it's a L-shaped division. So write down the coefficients alone. Before getting into the coefficients, now look into this. X cube minus x square minus 17x is equal to 22 is there, isn't it? So what shall we do? We can bring that 22 to this side. So the given expression will become x cube minus x square minus 17x minus 22 is equal to 0. Now this becomes a cubic polynomial expression. Now let's use the L-shaped synthetic division. Write the coefficients alone. First check whether it is in the same order, 3, 2, 1 and then it goes with 0. So now write down the coefficients 1, minus 1, minus 17, minus 22. Yes or no? Now look into the value of x. What is given here? Minus 2. So I am going to write it minus 2 here. So the first term is 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So it is 1. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So when you add this, you will get minus 3. Again, minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6. So the answer is minus 11. Again, multiply minus 2 into minus 11 is plus 22. So the answer is 0. Is that no? Okay. Now I got the quotient now. Since it started with x cube, what will be the quotient now? X squared minus 3x minus 11 is equal to 0. Yes or no? Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to factorize this quadratic expression and we are going to find the roots of this quadratic expression. Now look into this. We have minus 11. Yes or no? Minus 11. Now if I add, I have to split it into two numbers. If I add those two numbers, I should get minus 3. Is it possible by splitting into simple factorization? No, it's not possible. So I cannot use this type now. So So I am going to go for the quadratic formula. So what does the quadratic formula says? X is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac the whole divided by 2a. Yes or no? You know the values of a, b and c here. So let's substitute and see. What is the value of a? It is 1. What is the value of b? It is minus 3. What is the value of c? It is minus 11. So what is the value of x now? Minus b, isn't it? So 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 4 into a is 1, again c is minus 11, so it becomes plus 4 into 11 is 44, whole divided by what? 2 into 1 is 2. So what is the answer you will get? 3 plus or minus square root of, what is this? 53, whole divided by 2. Now look into the factors or zeros now. X is equal to 3 plus root 53 divided by 2, comma 3 minus root 53 the whole divided by 2. So now look into this. Here we got two zeros or two roots of the polynomial, cubic polynomial function. One is 3 plus root 53 divided by 2. The other one is 3 minus root 53 divided by 2. The other one is what? X is equal to minus 2. So therefore we got how many roots here altogether? 3 roots for this cubic polynomial expression. Okay students, now we are going to see the third sum. Find the real roots of x power 4 is equal to 16. Is or no? Okay. Now look into this problem very carefully. Since this expression has the highest power 4, we need not have the, of course according to the general term we will have 4 number of roots, isn't it? But before getting into the 4 roots, we are going to simplify this given a quartic expression into a quadratic expression. Okay, shall we? Okay. Now look into this. Without changing the meaning of the question given there, we are going to express x power 4 is equal to 16 as x squared the whole squared is equal to 4 square. Can we do that? Yes. Now look into this. X squared the whole square will be x to the power 4, isn't it? Again 4 the whole square is 16. Now since on both the sides LHS and RHS we have square, I am going to cancel it out. Is it clear? So now I have the answer as x squared is equal to 4. Now look into this. This quartic polynomial expression is converted into a quadratic expression. Now as usual, I have to find the value of x, isn't it? Because I am supposed to find the roots, that too very specifically real roots. Is it clear? Not the imaginary roots. It is a real roots. Okay. Now in order to eliminate square, I am going to take square root on both sides. To take square root on both sides, I will get x is equal to, as usual, plus or minus square root of 4. So x is equal to plus or minus 2. Yes or no? So now the values of x is plus 2 and x is equal to minus 2. Now these two are the real roots of the given question. Is it clear for you? Very simple sum, but do it properly. Okay students, let's continue with the fourth sum now. Solve 2x plus 1 the whole square minus 3x plus 2 the whole square equal to 0. Now look into this very special sum it is. Now we cannot use the same method what we have done in our previous sum. Is it clear? So let's be very careful. Look into this. I am going to segregate this term as LHS and RHS. So what I will get? 2x plus 1 the whole square equal to 3x plus 2 the whole square. Yes or no? Okay. Now look into this. I am going to, since this is square, isn't it? It is a quadratic expression. We know that when you expand this, definitely this is going to be a quadratic expression. So if it is going to be a quadratic expression, how many number of zeros or roots will be here? There will be 2 number of zeros or roots. Okay. Now look into this. So if we just cancel out this square on both sides, then we'll have only the single x value alone. It's not possible. Okay. So in this sum, let's be very careful. So I am going to take square root on both sides. If I take square root on both sides, on the LHS square root and the square is getting cancelled. So I get 2x plus 1. Whereas on the RHS, I have to introduce plus or minus 3x plus 2. You should be very careful in this step. Is it clear for you? Now why do we do this? Why we write plus or minus? Because it is a quadratic expression and we will definitely have two roots or two zeros in this quadratic expression. Okay, now 2x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus 3x plus 2. Yes or no? Now I am going to take one value of plus 3x plus 2 for the calculation and one more minus 3x plus 2. So let's see. 2x plus 1 is equal to 3x plus 2. Yes or no? So now shall we take this side? 2x minus 3x is equal to 2 minus 1. So what do we have here? 2x minus 3x is minus x is equal to plus 1. So x is equal to minus 1. Do you agree? Yes? Look into this very simple steps. On simplifying this, we get x is equal to minus 1. So one more option is 2x plus 1 is equal to minus of 3x plus 2. You should be very careful with this minus because this minus is common for both 3x and 2. Okay. So now what will be the calculation here? 2x plus 1 equal to minus 3x minus 2. Now bring the minus 2x to this side. So it becomes plus 3x is equal to minus 2 minus 1. Plus 1 if it goes to that side it is minus 1. So you get 5x is equal to minus 3 and x is equal to minus 3 divided by 5. Yes or no? X is equal to minus 3 by 5. Now what are the roots or zeros of this expression given? X is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to minus 3 by 5. Is it clear, students? Okay students, let's discuss exercise 2.7. Factorize x power 4 plus 1. Now it is given the hint to try this using the completion of square. Now we are not going to use the square completion method because it can be used only in the quadratic expression, but it's not a quadratic expression because the highest power of this polynomial expression is 4. It is a quartic polynomial expression. Okay. Now, but we are going to use the square concept. Let's see how we are going to use it. Okay. Now, this x power 4 plus 1, we are going to rewrite it as x squared the whole square plus 1 the whole square. Without changing the meaning of the question given here, we are going to rewrite this. Look into this. Check it now. X squared the whole squared will give you x to the power 4 and 1 squared is 1. Yes or no? Now look into this. This is of the form a squared plus b squared. Do you agree? Now in the place of a, what do we have? In the place of a, what do we have? X squared. Yes or no? In the place of b, I have 1. Should be very careful in noting down this. Now, we don't have any specific formula for this a squared plus b squared alone. Do you agree? Now, but we have one more formula where we can derive the value of a squared plus b squared from that main formula. So, let's see what's that formula is. That is very simple formula. A plus b the whole squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Yes or no? Okay. Now, a plus b the whole squared is a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Now, I need the value of a squared plus b squared alone. So, bring this plus 2ab to this side. So, it will become a plus b the whole squared minus 2ab equal to a squared plus b squared. A squared plus b squared. Do you agree? Okay. Now, what we are going to do? We are going to use this concept in order to solve or factorize the given expression. Okay, let's see how we are going to factorize it. Okay, now just we are going to substitute the values of a and b in this given formula, derived formula. Now we know that a is what? X squared. What is b? 1. Now substitute. What will be a plus b the whole square? It is x squared plus 1 the whole square. Yes or no? Okay, minus 2 into, what is a value? Again x squared into 1. Yes or no? Equal to, what do we get it as? X squared the whole square plus 1 the whole square. That is the answer. Is it clear? Okay, now let's see. Now we have x squared plus 1 the whole square minus 2x square. Yes or no? Okay, in the place of this, because we are going to factorize it. Yes, we are going to factorize it. So in order to factorize it, I can substitute it equal to 0. Now look into this. Now this term, the whole squared, minus 2x square. Now this square belongs to only for this. This is very, very important. Now look into this. Paranga, in the x squared plus 1 மொத்தத்துக்கும் bracket போட்டு whole squared போட்டிருக்கோம். ஆனா இங்க இந்த ஸ்கொயர் வந்து x க்கு மட்டும் தான் இருக்கு. Is it clear? Okay. அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது இது ஏதாவது factorize பண்ண simplify பண்ணக்கூடிய ஐடென்டிட்டி யூஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்கா? இல்ல. ஒன்னு இருந்தா எனக்கு எப்படி இருக்கணும்? a square minus b the whole squared இருக்கணும். ஆனா இங்க தனித்தனியா இருக்கு ஸ்கொயர். அப்ப நான் என்ன செய்யலாம்னா இத மீனிங் மாறாம எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஐடென்டிட்டிக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நான் என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம்? மாடிஃபை பண்ணலாம். So what can I do? x squared plus 1 the whole squared minus root 2x the whole squared is equal to 0. அப்படி எழுதலாமா பாருங்க? பாருங்க. What is root 2 the whole squared? Root 2 the whole squared is simple 2. Now x squared is x squared வந்துருச்சு. Now look into this. அப்போ a the whole squared minus b the whole squared format வந்துருச்சா? Yes or no? a squared minus b squared வந்துருச்சு. So now what is the simplified form of this? It is a plus b into a minus b format la வந்துருச்சா? Now look into this. What is the value of a now? It is x squared plus 1 plus b எழுதணும் plus root 2x into x squared plus 1 minus root 2x. Do you agree? பாருங்க, கவனமா பாருங்க. a பிளேஸ்ல x squared plus 1 இருக்கு, b பிளேஸ்ல root 2x இருக்கு. இப்போ அதை தான் நான் பிரிச்சு எழுதுறேன். அப்போ a பிளேஸ்ல x squared plus 1 plus b value எழுதியிருக்கேன். அதே மாதிரி a minus b value எழுதியிருக்கேன். We can leave this also, but we are going to rearrange it. எப்பவுமே x squared க்கு அடுத்த term என்ன வரணும்? root 2x plus 1 into x squared minus root 2x plus 1. Is it clear? Is equal to 0. Now these are the, what are they? They are the factors of the given expression. Is it clear for you students? So you should be very careful in these two parts. என்னன்னா இந்த மாதிரி பிரிக்கிறது ஒரு பார்ட் நீங்க கவனமா இருக்கணும். ரெண்டாவது இந்த ஃபார்முலா, இந்த ஃபார்முலால இருந்து தான் நமக்கு தேவையான ஃபார்முலா டிரைவ் பண்ணி எடுக்கிறோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் இதுல நம்ம கரெக்டா இந்த a squared minus b squared ஃபார்மேட்ல பிரிக்கிறதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன யூஸ் பண்றோம்? root 2 யூஸ் பண்றோம். இந்த இடமும் உங்களுக்கு these are the keywords, very important keywords for this problem. So if you just remember these keywords alone, it will be easy to solve all the problem. Is it clear students? Okay, let's discuss the second sum now. If x squared plus x plus 1 is a factor of 3x cubed plus 8x squared plus 8x plus a, then find a. Now look into this. In this cubic polynomial function, we are going to find the value of a. Very, very important. Look into this word now. X squared plus x plus 1 is a factor of. Already we have discussed in our introduction what is meant by a factor. Factor means if the polynomial expression is divided by this, then this polynomial expression will leave the remainder as 0. Is it clear for you? This is a very, very important keyword in this problem. Okay, அப்ப இது x squared plus x plus 1 வந்து இதோட factorன்னு சொன்னா இந்த cubic polynomial expressionனை இதால divide பண்ணும்போது என்னோட ரிமைண்டர் என்ன வரும்? 0 வரும். அப்படின்றதோட அர்த்தம் தான் it is a factor. So இந்த keyword வச்சிட்டு we are going to find the value of what? A. Okay, now since it is going to be a cubic polynomial expression and it is again a quadratic expression, I am going to divide by usual division, isn't it? Okay, now look into this. 3x cubed plus 8x squared plus 8x plus a. It has to be divided by x squared plus x plus 1. Yes or no? Okay, now look into the first one. I have 3x cubed. Here I have only x squared. So the first term will be 3x. Do you agree? Now multiply. 3x into x squared will be 3x cubed. 3x plus x will be 3x squared plus 3x into 1 will be 3x. Okay, now subtract it, change the sign, minus, minus, minus. Now this is getting cancelled. I get 5x squared plus 5x plus a. Yes or no? Okay. The next term, since it is only x to the power 1, definitely the next term should be a constant term, isn't it? Now look into this. The first term is 5. So I need 5x squared. So this has to be multiplied by what? 5. So now multiply and see. Plus 5 into x squared is 5x squared. 5 into x is plus 5x. Again 5 into 1 is plus 5. Yes or no? Now change the sign. Now listen. Here we are going to use the keyword here. It is a factor. If it is going to be a factor, it leaves a remainder what? 0. Now automatically this plus 5x squared and minus 5x squared is getting cancelled. Plus 5x and minus 5x is getting cancelled. Here is the unknown variable we have a. So a minus 5 will be equal to 0. Yes or no? So what do we get here? A minus 5 is equal to 0. So now a takes the value 5. So we found the unknown variable value of a, that is equal to 5. I hope you have learnt in your 9th standard and 10th standard this division, isn't it? Very simple. So here you should be very careful in changing the signs alone. That is very, very important. Okay students, so we have discussed this exercise sums now. We'll discuss the example sums in our next video. Okay? Go through all the sums very clearly, work it out very clearly and learn the concepts of remainder theorem, division algorithm and what are polynomial functions. Okay students, we'll continue in our next video. Thank you.